What's up, everyone? Today is the day. We are building this kit. I'm ecstatic. I'm so excited. I don't know why. I'm just really excited. This truck is just really unique, really cool, and I just can't wait to build it and start driving the thing. So let's get to going. I posted in the last video what you guys wanted to see, and some of you said you want to do a full build. So we're gonna do a full build, but I'm not gonna bore you. I'm not gonna make this thing like an hour. I'm just gonna go over each thing in depth and detail for sure, but I'm gonna kind of like highlight all of it and make sure that it's entertaining, just not boring and lengthy, and just try to make it the best content I can for you guys to enjoy, while also not working myself to death trying to film all this stuff in between. Just go ahead and get this thing done so we can get more content. Test this thing at the RC land too. Really excited about that. The RC land's been aging very well. It has definitely got some erosion going on. It's got some earthy vibes. It's just, natural, and I love that. That's what me and Chase wanted, and it's perfect. So we're definitely gonna get at that. Like I said, hopefully I can get the gang together. Hopefully I can get me and Chase, Lonnie out there, and all the other guys too. And I think it'd be really cool. So let's build this truck. All right. So now that we have our tools laid out and everything, got bag A here. We're gonna begin with this one. Got all of our bearings and our brass insert here, all of our axle inside guts. Got bag A1 is going to be our screws. Bag A2 is going to be all the gears. Then we have the actual axle assembly here. This is actually pretty heavy. This is great. Oh yeah, this is like really sturdy. This is great. This is really good quality. Okay, now I can't start any build unless I organize everything to each part and piece, so that's exactly what I did. It just helps the build go smoother, the build go better, and you just know what you have instead of having to, oh, this is the screw I need. It's so much better and smoother. I highly recommend you guys doing this. It does take time to organize everything, but it's so worth it, and I just think it's the only way to do this. I won't do it another way. So let's dive into this right here on bag A. This is going to be our manual for it. Go ahead and lean this up on you guys. So I got it right here. And what it wants us to do is go ahead and take this piece and assemble it to this, just like that. And take our screws with some thread lock. We're going to take one of our screws, put it on the end of our 1.5 mil wrench, and then we're going to take a tiny amount of thread locker, put on the bottom. That's probably a little much. I'll take some from that one, put it on the next one. And once we have that, we'll go ahead and twist this to line up the holes, and we'll begin to thread in our screw. I'm just going to snug this one up since it's the first one, just get it till it barely stops, just like that. And I'll go ahead and take this second one. I just put this Loctite on. I'll go across from here, and I'm going to go in a star pattern. I don't know if it matters that much, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, we have this piece completed. Everything's torqued and everything's thread locker. So we're going to go ahead and take this, and it wants to use two of these bearings. The bearings right here. We're going to go ahead and take this and place it over top of that, as well as take this guy and place him on this end. And then we're going to take these two, place over the top just like that, as well as this one. And there we have the center locker assembled. Now we're going to take the diff case and we're going to start assembling that. What it would like us to do is take this gear with one of these bearings, which is probably going to be this one because there's only one there. We're going to put this through just like that. Now once this guy's in here, we're going to go ahead and take the next bearing and put it all the way up in here. Once you have that, make sure nothing's loose, everything is snug, just like that, you'll be good. Take this guy and put him just like that, line that up with that gear, and go ahead and make sure everything spins very free and good. Everything seems to be fine to me. Now what we're going to do here is take our grease, make sure we grease this very good. Just take and just put some right here, kind of all the way around this thing in a way, and then take and just put it around spin it, and I'm going to proceed to put this all the way around. And don't worry about running out of this. You do run out. I don't know why you would, but you'll probably have some somewhere around there. You'd rather have too much than not enough going around here and wearing these gears out. So just go ahead and coat this really good. Spin it around a few times. Make sure you really get the grease in there. Make sure you got good coverage and even coverage through everything. And then you should be good. And you got it on this other gear, so you are perfect. Now, you don't have to do it the way I did it. I did it like this, so I wasn't putting the grease on the gear and then having to touch the gear, put it in there, and got grease all over my fingers. I just got two little spots, just like my shirt. Not a big a deal. But you can put the grease on there however you want. I just did that because, like I said, it's less messy for me, and it's just kind of easier, to be honest. Now, once we have this done, we are ready to go ahead and put this in the axle housing. So what we're going to do is take this guy and put him, make sure you see the slot in here for the gear. You're going to put the end just like that. And button it up real nice like that. And then you're going to make sure it still spins. Nothing's rubbing. You don't hear any weird noises. Then once you have that, you're going to take these 4 round-headed screws right here. And you go straight through there into the axle housing. Now you can do this however you want. I'm doing stuff by hand right now to go ahead and start it so I don't cross-thread anything. Even though in this plastic you're technically making your own thread. But I just like to start everything by hand. You can do everything with hand. A lot of people prefer that. But I'll be honest, I'm going to use this little snap-on drill beside me on the lowest setting and just stop it and kind of do a feel thing. These don't have to be that tight at all, but you also don't want them loose. So once I get all these started, just make sure they're all good there. Then I'll proceed to take my 2mm little adapter right here, click it into the gun, and make sure I'm on the 1 setting. I'll just go ahead and take and slowly go bring this up till it stops, and I'll go the same star pattern all the way to this side till that one stops, and I'll come back to this side, do the same thing till that one stops, and I'll run this one up right there until it stops. And I'm saying until it stops, but it's really until it barely touches the plastic I'm stopping. And I'm going to go back through with my 2mm. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to snug them by hand. Again, these don't have to be really tight, but you just want them snug. So there we go. That is snug to my liking. Then you go ahead and make sure everything spins in here, and you still have everything spinning, so you're good there. Make sure all this lines up pretty well and you're happy with that and satisfied. And once you have all that, then we have this assembled. Now we're going to move on to the next step. All right, now next we're going to begin inserting these brass slides and the bearings into the end of here. So we're going to insert the long brass into the housing, just like that, and it should push in. Just like that. Make sure you still spin. Don't see why you wouldn't. Take our other brass insert and we'll push it in just like this, and that'll proceed to go in as well. And I'm assuming you're going to push it until it's flush in the inside of here. You can see that. Now it wants us to take 2 of our 5x11x4 bearings and go ahead and pop those in the end. Should take the end of this thread locker, use it as my little push tool. So it's still gentle, and then once we have that, you still spin as you should, and those brass inserts are in there as followed by those bearings. Next we have these little guys right here. I believe this is what the wheel is going to thread on. So what we're going to do first is going to put 1 pin through this guy towards the back here, just like that. Make sure you don't lose it, and then you're going to take this guy where the little pin's going to sit, and he is going to go all the way in just like that. And that is together, and now that makes the whole piece spin. Then we're going to put a 6x12x4 bearing on here. Slide that guy right over the top of that one as well. Once we have that done, we're going to proceed to take this little guy right here, 5x11x4, and we are going to put this in the top just like that. I'll go ahead and do the other one as well. And just push that guy in here. Then while we're here, we'll go ahead and do this one the other way. These are going to be identical. And just like that, take another one of these bearings, slide over the top of that just like so. Now we are going to take this piece right here. This guy is going to slide in here just like that. Make sure you push it pretty firmly until it stops. This is going to spin just like that, and this is going to stick out, and this is what the wheel is going to thread onto. And to do this other one, same exact way. Put that guy through there till it stops. Spin nice and free. You're going to take another pin, put through here, just like that, and slide this guy on there, just like that. And then now you have a little set screw that is going to go through this. It does not say to put Loctite on this, so we're not going to put any. So 1.5 millimeter. Make sure it's on there, and then we're going to take this and just snug him up. Just like that. Make sure he's snug, and then we are all good there. Now you've got both these done. These are snug. These spin freely. Everything is good in there. All the bearings pressed in solid. We'll move on to the next step. I'm going to take this, break it off of here. Clean this up a little bit. For stuff like this, I'll show you guys. All I did was just take a little razor blade and just cut this tab off and make it nice and smooth so it doesn't grab anything. Sometimes they come out better than others. You can also take a little Dremel and do it, but sometimes it likes to indent because it's just kind of too aggressive. All you need to do is just take a little X-Acto or something and just cut this smooth to where your fingernail won't grab it, and you'll be good. So now we're going to take this little bearing in here. We are going to put him into the inside just like this. There goes that one. And there goes that one. Both those are in. Now you will proceed to put your big bearing in over top of that, just like that. Perfect. Both those are in there nice and good. Okay, now once we have all these put together, what we're going to proceed to do is take this axle. Note that the small end is going to go toward the inside where these bearings are, not the outside. You're going to take this, and this should set and press firmly into that bearing just like that. Then you're going to take this other gear you have here, and it has this is a flat piece. I don't know if you see that. You have to take this and put it over just like that. This should all spin freely. Once you have this guy on, you're going to go ahead and take grease and grease this little gear up right here. Okay, once we have this all greased up, and we're going to proceed to put these two together. All you're going to do here for this is put this in there just like that. It may take a little trick to get lined up. Once you do, everything will go in nice and smooth, just like that. Now go ahead and before you tighten anything down, make sure this all spins freely, just like that and smoothly. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and begin to hand tight all of these in here real quick. And you can let this fall back out right here, right now, because it's going to want to, while you go ahead and tighten all this up. So now we can go ahead and take this and slide this into here. Now note the position of this is flat on two sides, rounded on the other, so it may take you a second to line this guy up. You can just take and gently spin this. Now, once this is together and you're confirmed that you are spinning the center when you spin this guy, go ahead and put your kind of weird looking screws in here. They have like a flat shoulder on them. You go ahead and hold this together and make sure this thing spins both ways. Spins this way good, and it spins the other way good as well. No weird grinds or nothing. Now, take this, put it through here. Go ahead and grab our 2 mil again, and we are going to go straight down from the top. Go ahead and snug that one up a little bit. Now once we have that, I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. Now take note, you do not want to tighten these all the way, because if you tighten these all the way and squeeze this thing isn't going to be able to turn back and forth when you steer. Once I have those snug and I feel like they're tight enough for my liking, I like to go ahead and make sure this has plenty of play back and forth. You can do this if you like to. Make sure it goes back and forth freely without any force, and you should be good. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing this side. Alright, now once we have the axle all assembled here, everything moves freely. We can spin this, and everything looks good and is good. We'll move on to page 5. Page 5 is going to be bag B, which is going to be our rear axle. I am going to go ahead and do that one. I'm not going to film it because it's the same thing as this. It's just less complicated. So if you do want that though, just refer to this one. It's going to be the same thing, almost identically. You just want to deal with this part right here. I'll do a brief on the end of parts that'll be different. Ben, are you going to help? You're ready. Bag B. Are you ready for bag B? Does it sound like a treat? Does it sound like a treat? Oh my goodness.